like this. B minus 4 over 5. Can you take anything out of the top or the bottom?
No.
Okay, so that's nice. Times 3 over 4 minus b. Can you take anything out of that? No. So then what do you do? Kind of.
Will b minus 4 minus b is that 1 or negative 1?
Negative 1. Remember, if they're opposites of each other,
Then they're
this is
negative.
b minus 4, this is 4 minus b. You can cancel them, but in your rules on Thursday, I said if they're opposites like that, they are going to equal negative 1. So you need to put a little negative 1 somewhere in there so you know there's a little negative 1 floating there.
Does the negative 1 go to both of them?
No, because that would be positive. Always just one place. You either could put it in the top or put it in the bottom. You just can't put it in both places.
So you
Because then
choose, doesn't matter.
doesn't matter.
So if that was b plus 4, would that be positive 1 or no? It has to be negative?
They have to be minus signs in the bottom.
So if you did that, let's say you chose where you put it with the b minus 4, then would the 3 be left with a positive 1? There's just a placeholder? I guess you're probably about to get to that.
Yeah, let me get to it and I'll show you. If you go ahead and multiply straight across, negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. And then what's the only thing left in the denominator?
5.
5. You can write your answer like this. You can write your answer like this. Or you could just write the negative out in the middle. All 3 ways mean the same thing.
So could you mentally say that there's a 1 in the 4 minus b?
Yes, on the bottom. So you can write it any different way, but there is a problem like that where you're going to look at it and go, I don't think I can do anything. And that's right, you can't. The only thing you can do is cancel those 2 binomials out, but they're not identical because they are opposites. Notice the b comes first here, the 4 comes first here. So when you cancel them, you have to make sure you put a little negative 1 to show that they do equal. Okay. Let's try it. Okay, this one. Oh no, they made this the very first problem in the homework. It's not the same exact problem, but I thought it was interesting they chose this one. Write that down.
Those are 5 or S's?
S's. 5RS, and then that's it.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, I'll do the S's. Okay. The only thing you may want to do is rewrite a little bit of it. Here, I've got a 6. The x plus y squared, remember that just means you have 2 of them. X plus y. X plus y. If it's at x plus y to the 4th, it just means you have 4 of them. So I just like to kind of expand it so you can see that. All over 5. And then I want to make sure everything has an exponent. What would be the exponent on the r and x?
1.
Oh, 1. So r1, s1 times, this one was okay, I'm just going to rewrite it. 15 r3, s4, all over, and this I couldn't really rewrite, 18 x plus y. Don't have to do that step, it's just in case you need to see it a little bit better. Okay, so let's first look, do we have any common expressions, 2 pieces?
X plus y.
Okay, now notice, this x plus y cancels with this x plus y. It's only 1 for 1. You can't cancel 2 here and 1 down here. So there's 1 for 1, there's still 1 left up there. If we look at just our numbers, we could do some cross-canceling. If we look at the 5 and 15, what number could go into both?
3.
Uh,
Five.
5. I know what you meant. 5 goes into 5 once. 5 goes into 15,
3.
3. Then if you look at your 6 and 18, what number could go into both?
2.
6. 6 goes into 6 once.
Once.
6 goes into 18, 3. Do you see anything else cross-canceling? It doesn't have to be diagonal. It could just be on top of each other. I'm not looking at the letters yet. Notice here you have a 3, and here you have a 3. You have one on top, one on bottom. They can cancel each other. That's nice.
2 1s, or
The 2 1s can cancel each other. There's 1s, but you can show that they cancel each other. So if I needed to show what was left over, I have an x plus y in parentheses. And what else do I still have on top? You look all the way across.
R
SR.
to the third
to the
and
third
Okay.
power.
R3 and S4, all of that. I'm just looking at what did I not cancel out in blue. And then on the bottom, what is the only thing still there not canceled out in blue?
R
R.
and S.
R1, S1.
That's one. Okay, almost there. Now we just got to simplify our letters. So I'm going to leave the x plus y, because there's no common expression with it. That stays. Where do you have more r's when you look here?
Up top,
Up top. How many more?
2.
2. And where do you have more s's?
Up top,
And how many more?
3.
And you cannot reduce that any further. Again, I don't know why they chose that to be the first problem in the homework, or 2 like that, because I think those are the hardest ones, because you have all that extra. You have numbers, you have letters, you have common binomials, and there's a lot of stuff going on, but just remember that this problem will look like the first 2 that you have. All right?